Hello and welcome to Encounter Roleplay. I'm going to turn off that tunnel music because now, here we are into it. The show of the day, Zweihander, the Broken Crown. And thank you very much to Susie for doing the little intro and our little poll there. We will be getting a foe somewhere down the road in the future. But before we get into that and tonight's game, why don't we go around and say hello to everyone, see how everyone is doing this week. And let's begin with the wonderful Mac.
Oh, hi. I am excited. I'm always excited. I'm also very stressed because we have a babby and everything's on fire and nothing is fine. It's going to be okay. But hi, I'm Mackenzie Lane Day on Twitter. You can call me Mac. I'm a TTRPG online content creator, and I'm going to be playing Piker and Falk, our tiny halfling smuggler today.
Awesome. Everything is fine. Speaking of everything that is fine, Jess, welcome back. How are you doing today?
I'm mostly fine. I'm Jess. I'm still a little bit upset that my shop burned down last session. I feel like there was some targeted hatred going on, that it was just all of my stuff that kept getting messed up. Anyway, I play Kata, who doesn't have a home anymore because Susie burned it down. Yeah. Also doesn't have a job because Susie burned that down. Job was part of the home. It's fine. Everything feels fine.
I'm liking this positivity as we go around the circle. And a beacon of positivity, playing our lovely sister Eden, the wonderful Lydia. How are you doing today?
I'm great. I think I'm doing a lot better than everyone else because Sister Eden had a really lovely time last week. She got to hang out with her secret boyfriend, Gabriel. So I'm sorry to hear about everything that happened to you guys. I'm Lydia. You can find me on Twitter at Lydia Heals, and you can find me here on Wednesdays.
Awesome. And Shauna, welcome back. How are you doing this week, friend? You are muted.
There we go. Doing good. Excited to come back today. Yeah, we have a baby, but Cecily it's pretty irresponsible and doesn't have much property, so it's kind of a wash for her. She has a cool sword and some pirate clothes, so hey, there we go.
I do feel like this is our version of Grim and Perilous 3 Men and a Baby. Only it's, 5 women and a baby. I think we're going to do better than those 3 men, but, that's just me being biased. The person who knows how well we will do, how corrupted we will become, the Grand Game Master herself. Susie, how are you doing this week?
Oh boy, I'm doing good. I'm excited for this week. I have some machinations in mind. I got some evil schemes, some targeted attacks that aren't at Jess this week.
Wow.
So I'm really looking forward to it.
Awesome, and I haven't contributed in any way to these machinations. Something I have contributed towards, however, the fortune tokens down the other side, this side. These represent a pool of resources that we can use as the players. They allow us to do rerolls, extra fury dice, those kinds of things. But when we do these things, they turn into misfortune, which then Susie can use to do very similar things. They are a resource that refreshes every time we play, so we are encouraged to use them. I have a feeling we might need them. Some other things I should tell you about before we get into today's show include the list of donations down below, which is a way that you can get involved directly with our story here. There will also be a poll at the end of today's session to determine who gets extra corruption, which is something we always like as we creep along our corruption tracks towards the worst version of ourselves. Please also hit that retweet button over on Twitter because you could be in a chance to win some wonderful tabletop loot dice. If we hit 20 retweets or 5 new subscribers this stream, we will give away some of those dice. Now, before we get into the show, I am going to hand over to Past Me to tell you more about our wonderful sponsors. Before we begin today's show, I would like to take some time to remind you about our sponsors. Fantasy Grounds, a virtual tabletop of choice. All of the beautiful maps and rolls you see tonight are done using Fantasy Grounds, which you can try for free at fantasygrounds.com. You can also get all of your miniatures from Wayland Games. Go to waylandgames.co.uk and get yourself a huge range of D&D, Warhammer and 40k minis for up to 20% off regular retail price. And Tabletop Loot, who sell incredible dice. Go and check them out at tabletoploot.com. I just like bopping along to that music. But we are back, and I would also like to shout out the wonderful Zweihander themselves, Grim and Perilous Publishing, who sponsors today's stream and who provides us with large, I think, 7 or 8 pound books, which house everything you need to play this game, from making your player, leveling them up, to monsters, mayhem, rules, and more. And it also comes with a bookmark, which is something I really appreciate in such a tome. Recently, they released Man Gauche, which is a supplement to this, which increases the number of classes available up to, I think, 186. Adds more demonic magic and mayhem, and includes vehicle combat, which I hope one day we will have, but maybe not today. I think we've got enough on our plates. I am going to hand over to Susanna Grace, and we're going to get this show on the road.
Well, you see, you did have enough on your place, but now you've mentioned vehicle combat, I feel like I should just throw my notes out and just turn this into Zweihander Mad Max, right? Yes?
I would be down.
Yes.
Yes.
Shit, that was a bluff. Okay. Right, never mind. So,
Put the baby in a car, let's go.
do you have a car seat?
5-point harness.
Not yet.
No.
Not yet.
Okay, so we'll just do a quick little summary of last week. Basically, what I can remember off the top of my head, there was you were recovering from the big fight in Carter's store. Many of you were wounded. One of you was unconscious. There were attempts to revive Pike, not before she had been searched, and Carter found the ring of King Oseron around her neck. As I said, attempts at reviving Pike were made, including some friendly waterboarding from our lovely protector, and and eventually Pike was roused by the most potent smelling salts that had ever existed due to that fantastic crit from Carter. And she was interrogated almost by her friends about what the hell she was doing with this ring from King Oseron. It was revealed that she had intercepted a note about this child, a secret bastard of King Oseron residing somewhere in the city that was wanted by Captain Richter, who was captain of King Sefer's guard and basically the head of the city security from this point onwards. Everybody kind of went their separate ways to investigate this further. Kit and Cecily headed out to go speak to Captain Richter to find out whether she knew about this, and Carter was visited by Sylvie from the palace, who was very interested in continuing their conversation about the research, which is definitely not code for assassinating the king. They had a discussion in the basement of Carter's store, and Carter shared with Sylvie her own research, which she had been doing independently of the palace. We cut back to the town hall, as it were, the place where Captain Richter had set up shop in her sort of offices. And Cecily became a very, very fancy lady and bamboozled the captain's secretary. And they were granted an audience with Captain Richter. Now, Captain Richter was a formidable woman who was extreme wife material until it was revealed that she may be executing people kind of unlawfully a little bit because she didn't like them. And so everybody was all in until that bit. They had a very interesting and tense discussion with Captain Richter in which she revealed that she was very much on King Sefer's side, and that should she ever come across a bastard child of King Oseron, that kid's dead. Cecily and Kit left very quickly. holding on to this knowledge and deciding that perhaps it was wise to not inform Captain Richter that they knew of the existence of a bastard son of King Oseron. The gang reconvened later on that night and headed out to find this child. They headed to the Bits, which is the poor district, not too far away from the sort of market area of the city. And they came across the house of a young woman. And it was the same young woman who had approached Pike about getting her child out of the city. There was a very sad scene as the lady handed over her son and, you know, basically asked them to look after him, make sure he survived, and to get him out, as she wept to herself in her house. Kit popped back shortly after to give her the ring of Oseron, telling her that if she needed to, she could sell it to get away to make sure that she was safe. And they left, headed towards the same nunnery, the abbey that Sister Eden lives in. They had made arrangements previously in the day to stay there for the night before they smuggled this child out of the city. They had a small sort of dormitory room made available to them by Sister Faith, who also provided them with food and water, and she told off to do her prayers. The gang settled down for the night, having a little watch set up. But as they settled down for the night and a couple of hours in, there were bells that began to ring across the city. And before they could fully understand what was happening, a runner came to the abbey looking for able-bodied people to come and help, as a massive fire had broken out in the market district. They said that it started at the apothecaries and it had exploded, and now the fire was spreading through all of the market district and the poor district. The Bits was also on fire. Now, knowing that this probably was no accident, the ladies took the baby and began to head out. Kit made her way out the front entrance, while Sister Faith showed Cecily, Carter, and Pike a sort of secretive back entrance. They were being von-trapped out of this abbey by Sister Faith. And that is where we actually left the group. And it's where we will pick up. So, as Sister Faith is leading you through a sort of series of corridors, through like a cellar in this nunnery, she's quiet. And she is not asking questions as she just ushers you through. She has like a little candle and a little holder, and she unlocks doors and heads through. And she unlocks one large door, and you can hear the weather on the outside. There's a slight little rain that you can hear through the other side of the door. She unlocks it and opens it. She gestures you through. Sister Eden, you're on the other side. You were just about to sneak back in after spending a lovely evening with Gabriel. You had found him after your panicked escape from the apothecaries earlier that day, and he had taken you aside and basically had an evening with you to help calm you down and chill you out because of the ordeal you had been through.
That's sweetheart.
He's so nice. I know. So, Sister Faith goes, Sister Eden, what are you doing here?
Oh, I had just gone out for an errand and I'd just gotten back.
Oh yes, an errand. And she sort of blinks.
Mm-hmm.
And behind her you can see Cecily, Pike, and Carter. Who is holding the baby?
I have the baby in the baby backpack.
Okay, so you can see, like, kind of sticking over Pike's shoulder is a baby's head.
I don't know anything about this baby, though, do I?
You have no idea who this baby is.
Okay. I guess I would stare at her and, like, kind of shake my head, like, I'm not going to ask about the baby in front of Sister Faith, but...
Sister Faith actually says to you, she says, well, seeing as in your outdoor clothes, can you escort these ladies out through the quiet exit?
Of course, yes. We'll make sure that we get them out safe and quietly. I guess we'll work on keeping the baby quiet as well.
Yes, yes. And she just sort of, like, comes behind everybody and ushers you all out. Mother, watch over you. Be safe.
Thank you. When we leave and leave Sister Faith behind, I would ask, whose baby is that?
Ours.
Your baby.
Yes, it is
Yeah,
a very long
ours.
story. Very
All
tragic.
of your baby.
I'm not here. Never mind. Goodbye.
Whose voice was that?
Oh, sorry. I was just thinking about my friend Kit. Sometimes I speak in her voice.
That's amazing. You must have such a tight connection.
Yeah, we're real close. Anyway, can you get us out of here?
Yeah, follow me and maybe explain a little bit. Do we need to get that baby home?
We need to get the baby out of the city.
Where are we taking this baby?
Out of
yeah.
the city.
That's
There's family in a town a little bit ways over. I know the location. Because they're family.
Your family?
Yep.
All right then. This way.
it's better off you don't know.
About
No.
which?
You already know
About-
everything there is to know.
Yes. Oh
Our
wow,
kid.
everything's on fire.
Taking it to family.
All
That's
right,
it.
everybody. All right. Let's have some, I think it's guile, right? For lying?
Okay.
Let's have some guile checks from all of you, except for Sister Eden, because this is terrible.
I'm not lying.
No, Sister Eden's not lying.
What do you mean? We're perfectly good at lying. It's fine.
No.
That passes for me.
Okay.
This is
So-
my
Very
kid.
stressed.
Okay, so, Sister Eden, you get the feeling that they are lying to you or not telling you the whole truth about this child. They are not being very convincing.
In my defense, I am telling the whole truth, which is that she already knows everything she needs to.
I mean, technically.
Thank you to Panda for that 39-month resub. That's a lot of babies.
Jeez. I mean,
That's
we
how
can
I
barely
measure
take care of the
everything.
one.
Grips and babies. Official measurements here on the Zweihander RPG stream on the Encounter Roleplay.
Please not measure things and grips and babies. That just
A grip
feels
of babies?
wrong.
Is that what they? Is that
A grip of babies.
what we're doing? Like, how many babies does that include?
I mean,
How
I
many
guess it
kids?
depends on who's gripping. And is it like a grip or
Like a peg-sized
grip?
grip is very different than like a kata-sized grip of babies. Okay, grip.
I feel like I could get a couple of babies in a grip.
Derail
As the
this.
baby grows, there's like a growth
Okay,
chart for-
let's get
for
this
grips.
train back on the track.
Alright.
Sorry.
Anyway, we're taking this baby out of town. Like you do with babies.
Because everything's on fire.
Right, were the baby's parents injured in that fire?
There's no way of knowing. Let's get out of here.
You just found it? Him?
Family friend. That's all you really need to know. Family friend of mine. They're
Dropped a baby
probably
in the fire.
not in the fire, but
The baby is unrelated to the fire.
Yeah, so Sis just get right up into Shishi's face, like, this is the king bastard's baby. This is the most dangerous baby in the city, and now you know. And you're with us now, so we're also wanted, and you're also wanted, so let's go.
Like, gives the most deathly glare she could possibly give to Cecily.
Kata reaches out with her just like big gigantic hand and just slowly places it on Cecily's face and just like, okay, and slowly pulls it back.
Okay. So, follow me. And I will lead them out of the city. Do I know the way?
Okay, so you definitely know the way out of the Abbey grounds.
Mm-hmm.
And Pike, Kata, Cecily, you will remember that Kit had said to meet her at a coach house, which was just on the road out of the city. So that is your sort of pre-arranged rendezvous spot. Now, how would you like to go about getting out of the city? This is a walled city, and I like to imagine that it's a bit like, for those who have played The Witcher 3, Novigrad, like there's a bunch of big bridges that lead out of the city. There's like 3 that have big gateways with big portcullises on them. So you would probably be closest to like the eastern gate. And there is like a river that runs through the city, because if you build your city and there isn't a river in it, you've done a bad city. So you got to cross a river to get out of the city. How you go about doing that is completely up to you guys.
Can I look around to see if Gabriel is around and maybe he can help?
Okay, let's have a what is that check? Awareness check.
Awareness, okay.
Quick question, Susie. For this river that runs through the city, does it run past the city walls?
We could say that a section of it does run through, or like running through the city walls even.
Cool. We might take a boat. Well, Pike's probably gonna go for a boat.
I needed a 52 and I got a 53.
Wow, that's rough.
That's some BS.
That sucks. I mean, so just as a reminder to you and to stream, that if you would like to re-roll, you can use a fortune point, but it will be turned into a misfortune point, which I can use for all the same ways that you can use later on.
I don't like making tough decisions like this. I'm just gonna let it ride.
Okay. All right. So let's say as you're hustling through the city, you're sort of trying to move along. I mean, you've got a lot more freedom because the city is so chaotic right now. People are running everywhere because of this fire and how it's spreading. And you can see now as you look over to that district of the city, there is like that haze in the sky where the light is like light pollution. This is a big fire. And there is a section which is tinged in a natural sort of greenish color. You've got to assume that's the apothecary.
Yeah.
But as you're hustling through the city, trying to think of ways you can get out, you are looking around for Gabriel. You don't see him.
Can we get like close enough to the east bridge just to see if maybe there are fewer guards than normal because they're distracted by the fire, maybe going to try to help put it out?
Yeah, absolutely. Are you gonna attempt to do this quite sneakily, or are you just gonna brazenly just walk around? Are you just gonna try and conceal yourselves by being as normal as possible, or are you like sneaking?
I would say trying to like blend in with the crowds, because probably there are crowds gathered like far enough away that they can like look around at the fire, but not so close that they're, or close enough they can look at the fire, but far enough away that they're not actually in danger of it. So probably
Gotcha.
hopefully there are lots of people out on the street, and we can kind of just like, oh, we're part of this group. What? Nothing.
I'm just
out of the
taking this
ordinary
baby
here.
away from the fire. Don't mind me.
All right. Okay. Yeah. I mean, it's pretty easy to, even at your height, Kata. Like, you're not the only ogre in the city, so it's not unusual to see extremely tall people. But amidst this chaos, that people are not looking too closely. And there are a lot of people rubbernecking, trying to get good glimpses of this fire. You head towards the eastern gate, and you can see that the portcullis has actually been lowered, and there are what appears to be 2 guards stood in front of it.
Does there seem to be anyone else, like any other guards, like hiding out, trying to make a sneak
Let's have
attack?
an awareness check.
All right. I think I need below a 68.
All right.
Ugh.
Oof. Oh, sorry, I've not been giving you modifiers. That would have been just a standard anyway, just flat roll. So you look around, and you're kind of aware of how sneaky Safair's guards can be, how they do sort of sometimes like lurk in alleyways and stuff to catch people out because they're just dicks like that. But you are looking, you don't see any extra guard, just the 2 in front of the portcullis.
All right, gang. I have a very bad idea.
Is it worse than taking a baby through a burning city?
That has yet to be determined. So here's what I'm thinking. I have this nice long flowing robe, and all this fur that I'm covered in. If I go set my robe on fire and then just like race out towards this gate, I can hopefully distract these guards while you all run through. And then jump into a river or like put myself out before the damage is too bad.
Oh, self-immolation.
Or we can
that's a-
try to like sneak through the river somewhere else.
I mean, I was gonna suggest taking one of the smuggler boats out through the storm or the river port, but that you could also do that. That also is, that is an option.
I think I've had my fill with seeing people on fire.
I'd said it was a bad idea. Just saying.
I don't think taking a baby in a boat is a better idea, though.
Why?
Because the smuggler isn't exactly like the greatest place. It's kind of, mildewy and damp, and I don't think that's healthy for a baby.
Well,
Do you
I
have
don't
much
think having the
option?
guards.
With babies?
Yes.
The other option is no one has to be on fire, and we could just try to run up and convince them that like someone else is on fire and they need their help immediately.
I don't
Does
think
that
any of
idea-
us.
I love
Yeah, that
that self-immolation
convincing.
was higher on the list than talk to the gods.
Because
Put that out there.
because saying, "Hey, I think someone needs help," is not as
Look.
believable as "I'm on fire. Get out of my way."
Susie, we know our strengths, okay? We know our strengths.
I'm proud of you all. Sorry, continue.
If you want to set yourself on fire, you can.
Oh, I don't want
I'm
to.
not-
I have some experience with first aid, and I would caution you not to do that.
Yeah, again, we can, if someone feels like they can just like trick the guards into thinking that like somewhere out, like the fire has spread and that like civilians need help.
I've got an
that might
idea.
be the way to go. Okay.
I'll have to hold the baby.
No.
No?
What's your idea?
What do you
Tell
want
us
to
that
do
first.
with
Well, if the guards see a frantic sister holding a baby, and maybe the baby's crying, I could convince them that something happened to his parents.
And then what?
The guards would go help his fake parents.
I like this idea.
No one has to be set on fire.
That's true. No one.
Are we close enough to the fire to see like bits that have been burnt down already, where the fire has moved on from?
It's still spreading quite rapidly, but there are areas where it has died down a bit. There's still areas within sort of that are still kind of low-key on fire, but it's not quite the inferno, especially where the bucket brigades have managed to start dousing areas.
Kata's gonna go just like get a handful of like soot from the fire and just like pat it all over Sister Eden and a little bit on the baby.
Okay.
I'm gonna like get all disheveled and messed up, and I'm also I don't have it, but I'm gonna pull out my eye patch so I, don't have to make this lie.
Okay. All right. So, Sister Eden is summarily covered in soot and dirt. I imagine you put some on the baby too, like a little artful smudge on his cheek. She's all disheveled. The eye patch is on.
I need one of you to create some sort of disturbance. Just run through a crowd screaming if you can. Just make it believable. Okay?
All right. I can do that. I'll be right back.
Okay.
I will just be around in case things go wrong.
Okay.
What if
You get as close to the gate as you can. You've got the smallest legs, so just be ready to run out.
Mm-hmm. We're gonna play pass the baton with the baby, aren't we?
If you need to hold the baby after, that's fine.
No, just this is fine.
Okay.
we're putting a lot of trust in you, sister, and we barely know you.
I understand that, but your plan was to set yourself on fire.
It was one idea, and I feel like people are gonna keep bringing it up, even though I did say at first that it was a bad idea. I'm aware.
It seems like we're stuck together as a group, at least for the time being, and we can't walk around not trusting each other. So let me help you.
Yeah, I'm already in. I'm just telling you that, like, you have to understand the trust that's going into this. But, like, yes, I think this is a great plan. If they're gonna believe anyone, it would be you or Kit, and Kit's not here right now.
No. Okay.
Speaking of Kit, before we head into our plan, we're gonna cut back across the city to Kit. So, Kit, did you take your weapon with you?
It's permanently strapped to my thigh, so yes.
Okay. All right. So you're heading out of the main entrance of the Abbey. Where are you going?
Her plan is to basically dodge and weave through this quarter of the city, try and get the attention of any tail by acting inconspicuous. I.e., you see someone trying to be sneaky, the tail is going to see that person, think that's the person they should be following, and follow her rather than following the group out the back door.
Okay. So, I would say then, rather than rolling a stealth check, roll me a guile check to be, over the top sneaky.
Alright, let me see. My guile will be a 58 as my target.
Okay. And we'll make this a standard check, so you don't add or remove anything.
Alright. 69.
Nice.
I'm gonna use one of those fortune tokens and re-roll because I really want this to work.
Okay.
Oh no. Oh no.
Less nice. Very much less nice.
So, for anyone who's just listening, I just rolled a 99, which is 30 points worse and nearly as bad as it gets.
Yeah, and that is a critical failure too, because
It
in the
is, double
system,
numbers.
doubles are criticals. If they're above your total, that's a failure. If they're below your total, they're a success. So not only has Kit failed to do this, she has critically failed to do this. But I feel like because she's attempting to be sneaky, but not sneaky, but kind of sneaky, I think she gives off the vibe of, I think she definitely gives off the I am a distraction vibe. I think she overplays her hand a little bit too much. You know, she's looking over her shoulder a bit too much, you know, playing that whole, ooh, you know, don't look at me, I'm a distraction. And I would like you to roll me an awareness check.
Ooh, okay. Awareness is under perception. 36, because unfortunately I don't have any extra points in awareness.
Okay, and this is a challenging, so you need to make this, it's be 26 then to roll.
Okay.
Minus 10%.
No.
Okay, so you, as you are doing this, as you set up your sort of scheme, you are, as much as you're looking around for anyone watching you, you are consciously looking for anyone that may be following you. You get the feeling you're being watched, but you can't definitively pinpoint anyone watching you. You can't see anyone. You don't hear anyone.
I think she'd been doing that fast walk, but I think now she's actually going to break into a run, and she's going to head towards the gardens, because she knows if she can lose anyone anywhere, it's going to be in the gardens.
Okay.
Urban environments have too many variables.
Okay, so are you actively trying to lose them now at this point?
She is just actively running. She is actively putting ground between her and anyone else. She's not being stealthy about it. She's just picking up pace. She wants to get to safe terrain.
Okay, so you are sprinting now, and you're making your way to the gardens, and as you sort of make your way there, you see a couple of Safair's guards in the road, and they call out to you, "Oi, stop! What are you doing? Where are you going?"
She's gonna defy them and just keep running.
And you hear, "Oi, get the fuck back here, fucking!" And they start chasing after you. Okay, so... Okay, 1 second. Da-da-da.
So would you like some sort of agility roll, maybe?
Yes, if you wouldn't mind, let's have an agility.
Alright, my goal is 50%.
Okay.
No, that's an 83. I'm gonna use a fortune roll. Sorry, team. I hope you didn't want these for later. Oh.
Oh my!
What is going on
in
with...
the bin?
These fortune points are not fortune points. They're not.
I rolled a 97.
You did roll a 97. Okay.
I don't use them anymore.
So, let me roll for my guys. Okay, I'm going to use one of the misfortune tokens.
Okay.
So if you can remove one of those, please, Charlie. Thank you very much.
Yep.
These, it's 2 guards. And as you are sprinting, you sort of slip, as it's been raining now for like 2 days, and the ground is soggy beneath your feet. Like, this area is not paved very well, and you slip in a piece of like loose dirt, and you almost fall, but it slows you down enough that these 2 guards are on you, and you feel a gauntlet grasp the back of your garment as one of them pulls you back. And as you do, you see the face of John.
No!
I fucking knew it was you. What are you running for? No. Shouldn't you be at the fucking palace? City's on fire. You've got a king to protect.
My friend's shop is on fire. I am on my way there. The king has you, doesn't he? Guard.
You're his mighty protector. bestowed on him by the gods. I don't give a flying fuck about your friend's shop. And you shouldn't either.
Palace is not on fire.
Might
Or at
be.
least it wasn't when I last looked. And she kind of looks in
Well-
that vague direction.
Well, when was that, priestess? You seem to have been gone all day. And do you know what else? Some little birdie told me that some weapons went missing. Now, who might have taken them, maybe? Is it that priestess with her big ogre girlfriend? What, are you planning something, are you?
Or was it some little guard snooping around the priestess's quarters because he's so terribly bored and has nothing else to do with his time, like his job? John, the guard.
And he gets right in your face. Run along home, little priestess, before anything happens to you. And he's gonna roll intimidation.
Okay.
17.
Ooh.
Okay, so we'll have that against your what could that
Willpower?
go against? Willpower.
Okay. So that's a 42 for me. And he did pretty well, so I'm scared.
did pretty well.
Yep, she's intimidated.
There is something about his face and the tone of his voice which chills you as he is in your face.
And Kit shrinks back a little. She's about 6'2", but she looks visibly smaller as she moves back. But she's trying to resist taking that half step, and she kind of stumbles a little as she's trying to back up and not back up.
Where's your big mouth now? Hmm? Go on. Scram! And he, lunges at you.
And she'll stumble backwards and then get running, and she'll be turned around in the other direction to go towards the palace.
And you just hear him laugh.
And so
All right.
she's running through the muddy streets, and she's glancing over her shoulder, wondering if John has just turned this into a game of kind of cat and mouse across the city. Concerned actually about the fire and wondering what she might find at the palace. Something in his tone. Has he set something up for her back there? Is something actually going on? And she has that same gut fear that she had the night of the rebellion of, oh shit, I should have been at the palace. Maybe I shouldn't be out here. What was I thinking? And that's just churning in her as this adrenaline is pumping around her system, and she's legging it through the city back towards the palace.
All right, so as Kit sprints towards the palace, we will cut back to everybody else. So we are disguised. We are ready. Cecily, are you ready to make your distraction?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
How close are the crowds for the fire from us?
I'd say they're pretty close. Not close enough that you're actively stood in the middle of them, but you're
Okay,
maybe
that's close enough.
a street's width away from them.
Oh, I'll quickly run back there then.
Okay. So, how are you going to make this distraction? What does Cecily J do?
Are there guards around?
You can see amongst these people there are guards trying to corral people to stop people running into the fires. Trying to maintain a bit of order because people are getting rowdy here.
Oh, good. So I have a good idea. Let's push one of the more rowdy people into the guards.
Oh my god, okay. Alright, let's go with an unarmed attack roll to push somebody.
Okay, so 64. Let's do this. Oh, that's not in the area there. Oh no.
Uh-oh.
Oh no.
I am going to use a point, I think. I think I need this.
You're
What's your
spending
point?
them all.
Yeah, let's live dangerous. Dangerous.
Live dangerously. Do it.
And look, same thing happened. No. Never using these again. Yep.
Okay.
That is a lie there.
Yo.
So, Cecily, you slip into the crowd and you try and make your way to where there's a bunch of people like actively pushing against a set of guards who are kind of got their backs to the fires, and they're trying to calm people down. You know, you hear them saying, please, people, please, you know, do not go into the fire. You know, stay back for your own safety. We're keeping you out. I'm sorry, you can't go in there. And the guards appear to be quite apologetic until the first punch is thrown, and then the visors come down, the shields come up, and they just start pushing people back. So Cecily, you make your way through to that sort of area, and you just try and shove someone in the back. Unfortunately, you try to push at the same time as one of the guards pushes back with their shield, and so the impact of your push is completely absorbed as somebody's body just like shoves back into yours. And they stand on your foot, and it's horrible, and it hurts. But there is people getting crushed all around you now as they're being pushed backwards.
All right, this is the easy way. I am going to throw a bottle at one of the windows in the unburned houses.
Okay.
The bottom ones.
All right.
And just yell out, let's get our shit before it burns. Everyone for themselves.
Damn, okay. So make me a ranged attack for this window.
Okay. Please. Same thing. C4.
It's just standard.
Yeah.
What is going on with fantasy grounds? Damn. Okay, so you pick up a bottle. Oh, you have like a bottle on you.
You know what this is? Panda rolled 4 4s yesterday, or like 3 4s yesterday on a D100. The Tentacle Tuesday group has taken all of our good rolls.
A 92, an 83, a 93, and an 89. This is.
All right,
and
so
then
Cecily.
the NPC got a 17.
Cecily, you grab a bottle from, I imagine you've got like a little backpack, and you might have like a bottle of drink in there that's half finished. You pull it out and you just throw it at one of the houses. Unfortunately, it does not hit the window. It smashes against the wall, and there's like a dark red stain of the wine that falls down. And a couple of heads do turn, and as you shout, let's get our stuff, you hear a few people go, yeah, let's get our stuff. It's all burning. All my shit's in that fire. And the crowd starts, shouting, and the energy starts picking up as people start pushing back against these guards. The energy now is definitely that of desperation, of let's get our shit back, that, this is our whole lives going up in flames, and these people are stopping us from getting it. And small skirmishes are breaking out as multiple people sort of try to separate a guard from the flank. They've got like a little phalanx going on with the shields raised, and you can see as people are trying to like flank around them and get past. And it's certainly a semi-mini riot environment now.
Perfect. The guards by the gate, are they going to take action and try to go and help, or are they going to stand their ground?
You watch the guards at the gate to see what they do. For the time being, they're stood there, but you can definitely see that they're kind of looking to see what's going on down there.
Okay, I'm gonna take the baby. I'm gonna be holding him, and I'm gonna run up to the guards. I'm all covered in soot, and I'm gonna say, "Please, you have to help me." This baby's mother.
You come across an elven woman and a human man, and they what? How can we help? What's happened? What's going on?
You have to help me. This baby's mother's being crushed by that crowd.
She's being what?
She's being crushed. She fell. I just
that's-
pulled the baby out just in time.
Well, that's good for the baby, unlucky for the mother. Not much we can do about that.
Well, it's about to be a riot. People are going to die. They're going to die in the streets. They're going to get walked on.
That is terrible,
No-
I know, but
No one's running out of the gate. They're running into their homes.
We can't leave our posts.
You're just going to let this baby be an orphan, and you're going to let other guards be trampled?
They are definitely specifically not looking at the baby as you're saying this, and as they're being quite cold and callous, they're definitely not looking at this child. And they're looking straight ahead or at you or at the crowd behind. Look, I'm sorry, it's awful, but we've got orders. We can't.
I'm gonna pinch the baby so it starts crying.
Okay. That's kind of awful. Okay.
Just a little.
Just a little pinch of the baby to make it cry. That is still terrible. I would say if you're willing to inflict minor pain on this baby, that will be 1 point of corruption.
I have been given so many corruption points by this hole.
You're gonna pinch a baby to make it cry.
This is why.
I mean, she is trying to save the baby's life.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. She's not prone. She just like
Now I'm questioning
Make it
myself
cry.
in human being.
I think what you're doing's fine, Lydia. Carry on.
Okay, so I pinch the baby.
All right, you pinch the baby, and the baby starts wailing. And I would like you to roll me a guile check. And I will make this a easy with plus 20% because this baby is screaming.
What is Guile under? Okay.
That is a fellowship test.
Ooh. Oh.
Oh, okay. So you super sell this. You low-key move the baby, and as you do underneath, you just pinch it a little bit and start screaming, and you sort of you widen your eyes. You kind of make yourself cry a little bit, just to sell that whole distraughtness. This is an Oscar-worthy performance. They should be giving you that little golden guy for just selling this. And the two guards kind of look, and they can't not look at the baby now. They look between you and the baby, and they look at each other. And it's the male guard who says, we should do something. This isn't right. This isn't right. And the female guard, you hear her say very quietly, yeah, but we can't leave our post. You know what happens to people that leave their post, that break the rules. We'll get flogged, if not worse. And the dude's like, yeah, but I can't stand here and let this happen. This is awful. And the guy sort of steps forward. He puts a hand on your shoulder and he says, all right, where is she?
She's in there. You can hear her screaming. She's screaming louder than anyone.
Okay. And he sort of nods and he turns back and he shouts at the woman. He's like, come on, we got to do something. And they both run off towards the scene of the riot.
Great. I run out the gate.
Okay. So there's it's like one of those big sort of portcullis kind of gates, but there is a smaller sort of postern gate, little people gate to go through. And that appears to be, as you reach it, it appears to be unlocked at present.
Do I see everybody else?
Okay, so I was about to ask, Pike, Carter, what are you two up to?
I was just sort of in one of the shadows, or in an alleyway, just sort of watching, just in case this went horribly wrong. But I'd be somewhat close-ish.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so I would like you to roll me a stealth check.
Come on, there you
Oh my god!
Should I? What is my? Hold on, let me see my stuff. Let me find it. Is it worth attempting a reroll? Is it worth it?
I would say normally yes, but our luck so far has said no. Don't.
Yeah. Yeah, we're just gonna take it. It's fine.
Okay. Alright. So you're slinking around in the shadows as best as you think. You think you're doing a good job to conceal yourself. Kata, how are you approaching this?
Katja was also nearby, trying to just look like she was part of the general crowd, watching things unfold, but keeping a very close eye on Sister Eden and what was happening at the gate. So as soon as the guards were away from it and wouldn't see her, she could immediately go. Try to
Are you just gonna run through, or are you gonna try and be sneaky about it?
Try to be pretty, definitely not slink through the shadows, but try not to draw attention. Just sort of the casual, oh, what's what is over here? I'm gonna go check this out. What's this?
All right, so it's still gonna be a stealth check because you're trying to conceal what you're really up to.
That's fair.
What's this? Yeah.
Let's see. It looks like I need under 41.
All right, this would be standard because there's a lot going on. Smashed it. So, yeah, you sort of, you again, much like Sister Eden, you nail that sort of. I'm just a confused citizen. I don't know where to go. There's a big fire. Oh no! Oh, it's terrible. And you kind of confusedly, stealthily sneak your way over to the big gate. All right, Cecily, you're in the middle of a riot. How are you getting out of this riot?
I think that she's probably been in the middle of scrums like this before, so she's just gonna try and weave in and out now that the crowd has been fermented to basically become belligerent. So I'm gonna just try and weave my way through.
Okay, I would say that this is an athletics check to make your way out of here unhindered and unpunched in the side of the head. If you have anything else you would like to argue for, I am willing to listen to argue for another skill. But it would be athletics is my initial sort of call.
That's fair. That sounds good. All right. All right, 52. Come on.
Oh!
Okay. That looked bad for a second. I thought it was the other way around for
Okay, so yeah, this is as you said before, Cecily's been in the middle of riots before. Whether or not she's caused them is another thing entirely, but she knows how to get out of a crowd of people when she needs to. And so as there's arms being flung, there's again, makeshift weapons that people are pulling out of nowhere. One guy has a blackjack out of somewhere, a small cudgel, and people are starting to get angry. They're scared. They're panicked, and you can use this to your advantage. You know how to duck and weave through these people, and you manage to successfully get out of this crowd without any injury. And I would imagine with that very good roll, I would say that you could use that momentum from escaping that crowd to make it to the gate.
And well done to chat for hitting 21 retweets. If we hit 30, we will do 2 dice giveaways at the end of the show.
Dang. Do it. Get those dice. Good dice. All right. So, all 4 of you, there's 4 of you, have made it to the gate. I would like another round of awareness checks.
All right.
On everyone?
On everyone, yeah. Oof.
That's not...
Sorry, and this would be a challenging, so -10 what
My
you
God.
usually were, but not that it matters, because not a single one of you has rolled, Okay, so,
okay.
It's a challenging test, so that's minus 10% to your normal total.
Cool. Neat.
So, in the chaos around you, you're trying to keep your eye out for a tail, for guards, for anyone, the suspicious individuals who attacked you earlier in the day. You're trying to just keep aware of everything. But you don't see anyone, you don't hear anyone, you don't detect anything around you that's untoward right now. Back to Kit. Okay, so you've sprinted towards the palace. You can see the sort of front gate that usually has guards on it is empty. There is nobody stood there.
This is madness. Why have they left the palace unguarded? Unless the king is not here. And she's gonna keep running into that foyer.
Mm-hmm.
And then she's gonna head for the new throne room. The court room.
Mm-hmm. So you sprint and you run as fast as you can to this new throne room. The palace seems disturbingly empty of guards, of priestesses, of anyone.
What is happening here? And she's in the back of her mind beginning to already whisper prayers to the protector, because this is very strange. Maybe they've moved the king to somewhere more safe, but this is just weird. Normally there would be people chattering, watching the fire from this nice safe distance up on this palace, but and she's gonna move into one of the other rooms where they may be like hiding. If there's a strong room, that's where she wants to go next. I imagine like there could be a war room like in the middle of the palace or something. But
yeah. So you move towards the sort of heart of the palace, right in the middle, where it's most fortified. And this is usually where, like you said, there's a war room. This is where, if things go tits up, this is where the king is brought. This is the safe place. This is where his family are usually brought. And as you do, you start to see people again. You can see that you see guards. You can see one or two more priestesses. The actual doors to sort of the main room where the king would be kept are closed right now.
She's gonna go to a priestess over a guard and... What is happening here? Where is everyone?
There was a panic. There was a threat made against the king.
A threat?
Yes.
What kind of threat?
One from inside the palace. It appears as though there was a resistance movement.
In the palace?
Members of the palace household who were not so happy with our king.
Have they been caught?
One has.
Good. I came across a guard, John, near the gardens. Why were they out there and not here?
Oh, well, the king sent them out to deal with the fire. It's spread, you know, it's taken over the entire bit.
I believe it began with an apothecary's shop, and that is little more than explosive kindling.
Yes. Tell me, do you know that apothecary?
Yes, I believe they used to work in the palace. I was there this morning for a hangover cure.
You were there this morning?
Of course, it is the best hangover cure in the city.
The face of the priestess falls deadly serious.
What?
The person that we caught was one of the palace apothecaries.
Well, you can't tar them all with the same brush.
She was carrying documents.
Documents?
They belonged to somebody else. They were not hers.
The king is safe now?
He is.
Were there more names in this document?
No names. But we have
I came across a rumor today I spoke with Captain Richter about it. A rumor that the captain is involved in a plot involving the king's illegitimate child.
Which
Seems
one?
there is much occurrence. I believe this is an infant.
Right. Do you know where
which
this
king?
infant is?
King Oseron's bastard. The family that went missing.
I see. Have you reported this?
I reported it to Captain Richter.
And
It's the
she
most
is going...
defamatory rumor.
Of course. Of course.
She insisted to me that she would never harm our king, and that this rumor was ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
Although if there is a coup in the palace, it would make sense to me.
Yes.
And of course she would never admit such a thing. She is not stupid.
Alright, roll me a guile check. I see what you're doing here.
Is there a throw someone under the bus check? Give me 1 second. So my guile, I think, was 56.
Mhm.
Double check that. Guile.
This
guile.
is going to be a challenging
58.
test.
Okay.
So 48 you have to roll under.
48. Okay. I believe in you, fancy grounds. Praise the protector.
Oh shit,
27.
she's done it. Okay. So this particular priestess kind of looks at you. Are you seriously suggesting that Captain Richter may be involved with this plot?
I don't know. I've had an aggravating day and my head is still banging from the festival, and now I am told the king is in danger. It's not a good day. And it seems that we can trust no one. And she looks
No.
kind of half suspiciously at the guard.
Mm-hmm.
I believe there are threats to our order.
By who?
The guard. They do not respect what we do. They do not believe what we do.
No, they
It's
do not.
undermining. And it keeps us from doing our job. A sacred job.
And she's
And
sort of
she'll-
like... Go ahead.
She'll reach out as in to do like a wrist grab, like some sort of, I imagine it's almost like a sign of their order, like you do it and it's like strong arms.
one of them. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And she does so. She returns it. And there's a lot of force behind it. This is a strong woman, and she.
Oh yeah,
sort of-
you like weak arm this. You squeeze as hard as you can.
Yeah. There's a big squeeze going on. She says, "Yes, I've noticed the attitudes of certain members of the guard. Tell me, though, Kit, we are missing some weapons. Do you know where they are?"
Yes, I do. I borrowed a dagger and a short sword from some of our off-duty members. I was attacked while I was at the apothecary. As I said, it has been a very aggravating day.
You were attacked.
Yes,
More
two
members
thugs.
of this resistance?
No, two thugs looking for someone who hadn't paid their bar bill.
Oh, I see.
But they decided to start a fight, and I decided to show them that you do not start a fight with a priestess of the Protector.
Mm-hmm.
However, I did only have one dagger on me at the time, and it is a little underwhelming. I added a little to my arsenal. I have the full intention of returning to them and made sure not to take them from those who would have need.
I see.
I left the bows, the spears, our true tools for protecting the king. These are simple defensive weapons.
And she kind of sighs a little sigh of relief. I'm glad to know that the resistance hadn't taken them.
You believe
could
I
have
would
left them
arm
alone.
the resistance?
No, I am not
dare
accusing
you.
you of such a thing.
I wish
You could
there
have
was
left them
time.
alone.
I was being harassed. It was a distraction and my head was already pounding. What is it about today? Why does the Protector mourn so much that she stirs the whole city?
The blood price must be paid.
Yes.
One way or another.
You should write up my transgression and I will pay the fine. It is only right. Order must be restored to this palace one simple step at a time.
That's a job for tomorrow, no?
Who else do we seek? Who in this resistance should I find? And she'll slowly draw that sigh from her garter belt.
We don't know at the minute. We just have the one apothecary. She's not telling us anything.
I see. Well, I have little skill in interrogation, but I do know this city.
Perhaps you could go out there. I mean, it's not... Is it not suspicious that the day we catch the apothecary, then another apothecary goes up in flames? Is that not convenient?
It is certainly one hell of a coincidence. It is possible it is linked. Perhaps the resistance didn't like this apothecary. You must stop your enemies in one fell swoop, no? Otherwise it cascades and you are surrounded, especially in a coup.
Or perhaps their secret base, their secret laboratory had been discovered and they're burning the evidence.
Perhaps. If that is so, I do know that apothecary and I will find them. The king cannot be endangered.
No. How would you like to investigate that for me?
Of course.
Find this apothecary, find out what she's up to. If she is part of a resistance, kill her. Kill her allies. Kill
If she
them
is
all.
a danger to the king, I will do my job. I will do my divine and sacred work. The Protector watches me as she watches you as the king. The Protector will know.
She sort of nods, and she reaches out to give you the big strong handshake again. Go in peace.
You do me a favor, friend. That palace guard John has it in for me. And she'll squeeze and speak more casually. Now that they've agreed. Be careful
I
to
know him.
go through your undergarments. He has a strange taste.
I've heard of him. Consider it done. And she gives you like this big smile of like, oh, I'm gonna kill this guy for you.
To King Saphir.
To the king.
The king.
And
she'll
she
bow
turns
her
and heads into the war room.
Kit will glance around and then she's going to make herself scarce. She would like to go... I imagine there's not like a secret passageway, but there's basically like the servants' passageways. And she wants to go and take the servants' passageways down towards the kitchen, and she's going to go out the back door of the palace.
Okay.
We know the palace is on that sheer cliff space. She's going to attempt to go out that way. She's going to attempt to go out the back way from the city.
Okay, so are you going to try and scale the cliff?
Yeah, she'll pick up some supplies, some rope and some climbing things, but she's going to drop out of the city that way. She knows the city is full of eyes right now. Everyone is watching, whether it's the fire, the palace. She's like, I'm going out this way. We're done with that way.
No. All right, so roll me an athletics check.
Okay, because famously I've rolled very well today.
I will say that this is gonna be a challenging one because of the weather and how it has been. This cliff face is going to be quite slick. So although you do have climbing gear,
Yeah,
it's still going to be a little bit tricky.
dark.
Yeah.
It's raining. She hasn't gone down here recently. Okay, so this is going to make it a 36 for me. I would like to give you a chaos dice to bring that back up to a 46.
Okay.
So if this goes wrong, we roll for chaos and bad shit happens, probably. All right.
You good?
And the chaos dice. Let me roll it. Oh, we're good.
You good? All right. So you manage to make your way down this cliff face. It's difficult. You're not really used to climbing. And the weather, the darkness, just the kind of just all over, just general feeling of the day. You've had a hell of a day. You're tired. You know, it's all sort of kicking in as you climb down this cliff face, but you manage to make it and you find yourself safely at the bottom. We will now cut back to the rest of the gang outside the eastern gate, clutching a baby.
Crying because I pinched it.
Crying. A crying baby.
Mm-hmm. Did they make their way back to the gate with me?
Yes, so everybody has joined you now.
What is outside the city? Like, does there happen to be like a dense forest right outside conveniently that we can hide in?
I would say no, because that's strategically and defensively very bad. There is quite... tell you what, there is like open pastures of like farmland that spread for quite some distance. But there is sort of like a main road that is like the main road to get in through the eastern gate. It's well worn with tracks and horse hoof prints and footprints. I can do words. It's a well-worn, well-used road. Obviously nobody on it right now because it's the middle of the night, it's dark, it's raining, and the city's on fire. But there's open pastures and farmland that stretch for a couple of miles, but there is woodland beyond that.
And
Just
speaking of the
flat
woodland,
and
beyond
perfect
that,
visibility.
thank you to Bill of the Forest for that 3 months of subscription.
I would start trying to comfort the baby so it would stop crying. So I'd like bounce it and be nurturing and nice. Aren't you glad you didn't have to set yourself on fire?
Yes, I'm also so glad that I said it so that it will stay with me forever. Let's keep moving.
You're never living that down.
Never.
Yeah. It would have been a great plan, is all I'm saying. I mean, it would have worked. It wasn't a great plan, but it would have worked.
I don't.
And Katya's just
It would have been a thing.
herd everyone along.
It definitely would have been a thing. All right, so
I know that you're very attached to this baby. Do you want it back?
You seem to be taking care of it fine.
I have experience with babies. I've helped deliver them in the village. Midwifery.
then you are the baby keeper then.
You want the
This
backpack?
baby- Okay.
You do not want this backpack. It is the most like MacGyver baby carrier in the world.
It's like a really small, like sad, like kind of side backpack. It's a halfling backpack.
Katya
Okay.
will remove
Like
one of her
backpack.
sashes,
I'll just.
and as she's like rushing people along, just starts to like wrap the baby around Sister Eden.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Like-
So you kind of like how people do with the big wraps to do the baby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
None
and
of
it's
you
like-
have babies.
Yeah. Don't have a baby, but like I can tie a knot like you wouldn't believe. So she's just gonna like tie this baby to you and be like, but also don't let go of it because who knows how sturdy this thing is. But let's just keep moving. Like when we get to cover, we can stop and have conversations. But right now, we gotta get out of here. Someone could just look out that gate and see all of us.
All right. So you start to hustle. Are you hustling down the road? Okay. Are you running or are you like walking? You know, is this gonna be like? Is this a little fast walk? Is this a little jog? Is this a run?
Probably like speed walk, so that because if we're running, probably we'll jostle the baby, and he's not into that, and that might draw
Now,
attention.
babies love to be
Like-
jostled when you run. It'll put it to
Yeah.
sleep.
We want to look like we're like in a hurry, but not necessarily like running.
Okay. All right. So, you're making your way down this road, and you remember that Kit had told you about a coach house just out of town, and from here you can make out light on the further on down the road. It's not very big. You can see like a pinprick of light. You think maybe that is the coach house that Kit had told you about. For the sake of ease, we will say that as Kit sort of shimmers her way down the cliff and makes her way around, you can see Cecily, Eden, Carter, and Pike kind of hustling down this road.
And Kit is going to drop kind of low. I imagine there are kind of boulders at the edge of this sheer face where, it's just subsiding down and down. She's going to drop low and she's going to watch and she's going to see if they are being followed. Because if they're being followed, she will go and cut off whoever's following them.
All right, awareness test.
Okay.
And this is going to be challenging because it's dark.
Sure. And while I'm rolling this awareness test, thank you so much, Tales from the Grim, for that 30 months.
How many groups of babies is 30 years?
It's a lot. It's a lot of babies. Okay, so with challenging, this is gonna knock me down to a 40% on this awareness test. I think that's what we said, right? Awareness test.
Awareness test. Yeah.
Let me double check that. Oh no, I was reading the wrong number. Awareness is perception. That's gonna knock me down to a 26.
Oh,
that's not good. All right, let's give this a go. So she's squinting as the rain is kind of coming down.
Oh my god!
And I roll my second 99 of the session. She's drenched.
Yeah,
she's miserable in the mud.
The makeup is in her eyes. It's just everything at once.
And I think as she squints, like a massive glob of like mud drops down and like smears across her face, and she's there like trying to rub it out and just making it worse. And as she blinks, she's actually lost sight of the group, and it's very dark. And she wonders if she had actually seen them or if they were like some sort of storm mirage or something. And she stops and she says, "A prayer to the protector. I don't know what you are doing, my lady, but I am very confused and but a humble servant. I meant what I said, though. I will hunt down anyone who puts in danger the king. But I trust that you trust in my work, as it is your work for the true king." She kind of, I don't know, does a little prayer dance. Yeah. I was like, wait, she can't crucify. That's weird. that's the wrong thing to do. Yeah, I imagine there's some sort of arcane.
Yeah, she'll do like a. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, you don't detect anybody. That it's a lot. Like, you've had a hell of a day. Asking your eyes to work after today is just it's not gonna happen. Okay, so we will do like a little time skip then. If there's anybody would like to do before then, but it's just gonna be you guys moving down the road.
As we go, I just kind of want to see or keep an eye out for like signposts for like some of the smuggler dens that I probably frequent occasionally. Just kind of see like which ones are marked opens and which ones are marked not safe, just in case this courthouse, which is very out in the open, does not go through.
Yeah. Okay. So you keep an eye out for sort of symbols and stuff like that. Roll me an awareness check.
It's gonna go great, y'all.
This is gonna be a standard one because you know what you're looking for. Nope.
Yeah, it's still a failure.
With you're looking in the usual places. There's like there's quite like a big boulder by the side of the road. It has some graffiti on it already from people that have traveled. You know, there's like a Dave was here on it and stuff like that. But this is a great place, and this is usually where sort of messages are left because this is just a rock that's got graffiti on it already. Nobody would notice if there's anything new. But you're looking and you don't see anything on there. You don't even see any symbols. It's as though somebody has scrubbed them.
I don't like that. I'm gonna put a code up on there. In what is it in our smuggler's code? It's just gonna basically be deflect from coach house or something along those lines of, you know, if you see people heading towards the coach house, deflect them or distract them. Not a safe place.
Yeah. Okay. So it's basically marking the coach house as an unsafe place.
Yeah.
All right. So you head towards this coach house, and it's in the darkness. It's kind of an intimidating looking structure. It's quite tall. It's very dark, and the window is lit by what you can maybe see is like the fire that's burning in the hearth. Smoke comes out of the chimney up top, but this comes to be, it's kind of run down looking. It doesn't look pristine. This doesn't look like a 5-star hotel. This is some place that's maybe a little bit low budget. There is a very rickety kind of stable attached to the side of it. It's nothing more than like a makeshift lean-to with a trough that's out in the air, and it's full of rainwater. You see kind of sheltered inside this lean-to is a very sort of rough-looking nag, and its coat is not brushed. You know, there's bits of missing hair. Its mane needs a good brush. This is not a well-maintained looking horse. And it doesn't look malnourished or anything like that. It's just not been, cared for in a sort of brushing down sort of way. And its legs are coated in mud from the day. But there is a sort of rickety sign that swings in the breeze just above the door, and it has been completely washed clean. There is nothing on it. The rain has completely, and years of wear and tear have just completely erased any sort of name from this coach house. And it sort of hangs and swings very obnoxiously with a in the wind. The door is closed, but you can see a fire inside.
How close is the coach house to the cover of like the woodlands?
It's not particularly close. There's still a little way to go. It's like the midpoint between the city and the woodland. It's kind of just like on the outside.
Is there any sort of spot, like maybe behind some I don't know, farm equipment or something, where we could like hide so we don't have to go inside the coach house, but we could still see the coach house from there?
There is, in like the pasture opposite the road, there's like one of those goat sheds. That's like really crappy, sort of rough-looking goat shed that you could maybe stand in.
Okay, Katja's going to point out that goat shed and say, I think we should hide there and wait for Kit, or I can stay here and wait for Kit while you all keep heading for like better cover. But I don't think we should stop this close to the road or this close to the city when someone could still look out and see us walking.
Right. I can fit in one of those sheds if you need me to.
Yeah. What do you both think? What'd you say?
Tentatively holds out hand for baby.
I would most likely want to keep my neck, so, staying hidden would probably be the best. So that sounds like a good idea.
I have no experience sneaking around or hiding from guards, so I'll defer to you.
Okay, well, let's, I guess for now, try to hide in and around this goat house. And we will try to keep an eye out for Kit. And once we've regrouped, we can keep walking.
All right.
So, Kizzy, with that 99, I imagine Kit is going to hit that road and she's just going to go to that coach house. That's where they agreed to meet. She has no idea if those were her friends, where her friends are. She's going to the place. Nothing is stopping her on that mission. She's keeping an eye out behind her on the road in the city. But as she gets closer to the coach house, she's going to go around the back and kind of make sure that no one's beating them there. Because we did kind of flag to Captain Richter that we knew something was going on. And we know that's one suspicious mind. So she'll go around the back.
Yeah, all right. So you head around the back of the coach house, and it's quiet. There doesn't appear to be much in the way of clientele there today. And you can see, actually, as you do go around the back door is open, and there is a man, and he seems to be throwing out like slop buckets onto just the back garden.
Good evening, friend. This
Just kind
drowned priestess waves.
Yeah, just kind of like puts up her hand and very just absentmindedly stares at you. He doesn't appear to have a lot going on in the whole sort of brain
Mental
department.
acuity.
Yeah.
There is trouble in the city. Have you had trouble here, friend?
And the man appears to look at you, and he definitely acknowledges you. And he seems to open his mouth as if to speak, but doesn't. You hear nothing, but he sort of gestures a hand to you.
Kit will approach. Tis quite a storm that is blowing up, friend.
As you approach, he opens his mouth and points to his tongue, and you can see his tongue has been cut. He has no tongue. And he just kind of... And he gestures to the weather and then inside. And...
Kit, for a moment, is taken aback, and I imagine lightning illuminates the sky for spooky effects.
Yeah. He absolutely looks like a Frankenstein's monster as the lightning just lights him. And it's a startling scene to see this mouth just mutilated.
That is a grave punishment, friend. Let's go inside. The gods are stirring tonight.
You hear like guttural sounds as he sort of like, you know, in his throat he makes sounds. And you see, like, he's wearing quite ratty sort of peasant's clothes. He has this leather apron pulled over him, which is like long stained from years and years of working in a kitchen. His hands are quite dirty and grimy. But, you know, he's cleaning out slot buckets, so that's to be expected. He makes certain to not touch you as you walk past, and he pulls the door closed behind you. And you're in, like, a sort of, like, back corridor that has, like, a kitchen off of it. It's got, like, a storeroom off of it. But you can see leading through is, like, the front area of this coach house, this inn.
'Tis good hospitality. Thank you, friend. Much quieter in
He offers you like this rag to like dry yourself off with, and it's like it's dirty, it's stained, it's like that yellow orangey color of a rag that hasn't been like ever washed.
She'll like quickly brush off like the majority of her like metallic clothing, where you can just take the surface water off, and she can obviously see like a little bit of grime, but she's just scaled down a cliff. She's probably not in like the best of cleanliness. Thank you, friend. And she doesn't touch him, but she hovers a hand kind of over his head and says, "Protector, watch over you."
He kind of looks at you very confusedly and gestures for you to go through.
Thank you. And she'll kind of confidently stride through as if she's meant to be here.
And it is very quiet here in this tavern. There is, as I said earlier, there's not much in the way of clientele in here. There's like a lone man sat in the corner, sort of over what appears to be the remnants of a pie. He has a jug, like a big mug of drink next to him, but he's kind of just head in his hands, sort of in his own world over there, and in a sort of darkish corner. As you enter through, a young woman who appears to be, again, dressed in sort of ratty-ish peasant-y clothes, comes up to you and says, "Oh, hello, welcome. Do you come in the back?"
Yes, I got a little turned around in the storm. Your colleague was kind enough to let me in.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry if Jacob gave you a fright. He's an intimidating sort of fellow, but I do love him.
That is good.
tell me, are you all right? We don't often get priestesses out this far. And she's sort of hurrying you over to a seat to sit you down.
And I imagine Kit is semi-distracted because she was looking to see if her friends were in here and they're not, and she feels a little exposed as she sits out in the bar room. There has been trouble in the city. A fire has broken out.
Oh, goodness me. Are you
And
all
fire
right?
has led to
all right?
riots. It is a terrible time, and I came down the road to see how things were here, not wanting it to spread beyond the city walls, and to warn you of the danger.
Goodness, no. Is the king all right? How big is this fire? And she sounded like all of a fluster.
I do not believe the fire will reach you, but trouble and strange rumors may well do so. The king is safe, though. That is our job. We take it very seriously.
Of course, as you should, and as you've done a marvelous job. Strange rumors?
Yes, very strange rumors of a second coup, would you believe, under our noses indeed.
My. Who would ever do such a thing? That's terrible.
I do not know, but I have companions who will meet me here. We have important business on this subject, keeping peace and civility, you understand.
I see, of course.
Kit continues to twist the truth.
Mm-hmm. Are you expecting them soon? Should I make more food ready available?
That would be kind. It is a dark night, although I believe when they arrive, we may have reason to continue moving, although the storm does trouble me.
Yes, it's quite a bad one. I think it's only going to get worse. Are they traveling by carriage? Or are they on foot?
I do not know, I am afraid. Only that we are to meet here.
I see. Well, let's hope they arrive here soon. They'll catch their death of cold.
I have always seen your coach house as a welcome sign for the city, the first thing I pass on my way home.
That's very kind of you. We've been here for some time. We're quite proud of our little business. We're doing quite well.
You do well, although the storm does seem to shake your walls.
Yes, and you watch as actually she positions a bucket with her foot as a little leak comes through. She's like, there we go. Sorry. I'll go get that food ready for you.
Would you warm some wine for me? It is a chilly night. And Kate is definitely feeling that chill as the adrenaline has kind of dropped out of her system as she was drenched on her way down.
Mm-hmm.
And the hangover is still there in the back, and she's like, hair of the dog. I need to get this out of my head because I need to focus.
Yeah, she disappears into the back, and she is gone for some time to get what you asked for. Meanwhile, we cut back to the front of the tavern. So, Kata, were you stood outside, or were you waiting for Kit?
Yeah, Kata was not under the cover of the goat house, but just sort of trying to hide her bulk behind it a little bit, so she wouldn't be immediately visible from the road, but so she could see the coach house and try to keep an eye out for Kit. So she's definitely paying close attention to see if anyone approaches it.
Yeah, so as you're sort of keeping an eye on the road and the coach house waiting for Kit, you catch a glimpse of white, which you're pretty sure is Kit, and a little gleam of gold sort of disappearing around the back of the coach house. Just moving in the darkness.
Alright, I think Kit might be inside the coach house. We should go get her out. Would one of you be willing to go grab her? I tend to stick out in places like this.
Yeah, I can try. See if that should be less conspicuous as one person. I'll do it. I'll go.
All right. So, Cecily, you approach the coach house. You enter in the front door, and you see sitting at a table. You see Kit, and she has her hands around a cup of warmed wine, and you see she's wearing she has this kind of like blanket around her shoulders, and you can see the lady who owns the tavern is just sort of making her way back as if she's just deposited these on Kit.
All right, I'll go up there and just say, oh, I just got back. We couldn't go into the city. The city's locked down, but I'm glad you're here. And I'll just sit there, just kind of casually.
Welcome, friend. I am glad to see that you made it. And
Yeah,
she kind of
long
speaks a little bit louder and she'll meet Cecily's eyes and give a "Are you alright? Is the child alright?" kind of nod.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Had to. The rest of my group left. Stayed at an inn in the back on the road. I'm here, but they should arrive soon.
Good. We should eat before we set off. I have told the mistress of this house of our plans for sustenance and that we seek strange rumors and things along the road. Kit fills
great.
Cecily in on the plan.
Yeah. Oh, good. I haven't eaten anything today. Can't wait.
Nor have I. And Kit's gonna slide the warm wine across the table to Cecily to enjoy.
Yeah. Cecily's gonna just down it back.
All right. Okay.
Where are the others? I shall wait for them to join us.
There. The goat's head in. Back down the road.
Kit looks briefly confused. And then she leans in. You mean they're in the stable?
And she'll just nod.
What are they doing in the stable? Were you followed?
I don't think we were. But they were
This is
swaying there.
good. I see.
I'm surprised we got out.
Yes, everything is a little strange. I have much to fill you all in on. But better when we are together and perhaps not in here. But first we must coordinate.
Was there a window facing the goat? Facing the
Yes.
Is that accessible from here at all?
Yeah, you can get to it. It's you'd have to get up from your table, but
Yeah, I'll just say really loud. I'm just gonna check and see if they're here yet. And just look out the look out the window.
mm-hmm.
And just go back. Hopefully they seen that.
I would imagine that they would see that. Yeah, I mean they're keeping an eye on the coach inn.
Should we head in and... I don't know what to do.
I worry that if somebody comes out after us from the city, I worry about us discussing anything serious in there. And again, I know that I make an impression. So I'm going to stay outside and I can keep Griff if you both want to go in and get a quick snack before we hit the road again.
Should we get anything for the kid?
Is the baby named Griff?
Yes.
didn't
And
know
yeah,
that.
maybe if and maybe if they've got some milk or something, you can pick something up and maybe grab a little something extra for me and try to hurry Kid up a little bit. Kit and Cecily. Let them know I don't want to stay here long because if someone comes out after us, this will probably be the first place they check.
Do you have a weapon on you?
I do, yes.
Should one of us stay in case something happens? One of us,
mean,
you can't fight while holding a kid.
I mean, how long do you think you'll be inside? Can you, go in, order some milk, grab whatever food is available, and come back out?
Knowing Cecily? Probably not.
Then sure, why don't you stay with me, Sister
will stay.
Eden? Would you mind hurrying them up? Letting them know of the urgency of the situation?
Of course, I'll do my best. I'll see.
Thank you, sister.
Which of you will take the baby?
Pike, why don't you take the baby so that I can be ready to fight if it comes down to that?
Or should I
Alright,
take the baby to keep it safe? It would be safer with me.
No, I don't think we should let anyone in there know that we have a baby with us.
Okay. Here's the baby.
Pike takes the baby.
Don't pinch it. I'm gonna go and...
No, I think you're the baby pincher of this group.
That's fine.
She can live
Sister
with that.
The baby pincher.
That's what I get with my corruption points is I pinched a baby.
It's okay, I threatened a 13-year-old last week. We're all terrible people here.
All right, so Sister Eden hands over the baby and makes her way to the coach house. And as you enter, you see Cecily, you see Kit seated at a table. And as you enter, the young lady, the proprietor, walks. She's, "Oh, this must be another one of your friends, priestess. Welcome, please come sit down. Oh, you're soaked through. Are you all right?"
I'm fine. I'm really just here to see my friend here. I think we have a little bit to discuss, but we might be in a bit of a hurry.
Oh, well, your friend here did ask that I prepare some food for you, and it's still a little way off. Can you at least stay until it's ready?
Mistress, do you have a spare room?
Absolutely, yes. We, as you can probably tell, we're in a bit of a quiet period at the coach house, and we do have a room available.
Good, and Kate is gonna put her last 2 silver down on the table as if it's nothing, and she'll say, "I trust that you do not mind us borrowing it, and that we are but humble ghosts, not worth mention."
And she's about to protest that you've put entirely too much on the table, but as you continue, she kind of gets the message. Oh, yes.
You understand my business and why I must ask this of you.
Absolutely. Well, you know, these old rooms, these old walls do creak. Ghosts, as you say. And she sort of slides the 2 silver off the table. I will, where would you like the food? Should I knock? Should I,
Knock.
I'll knock.
Sister, Cecily, will you join me?
Ah, yes, we can discuss the arrangements first.
And she'll kind of
Let's go.
put a hand towards either the corridor or the stairs. I'm not sure if this is 2-story or...
It's a 2-level dealie.
Okay. So I imagine we can see the stairs because they're usually in like the main room, right? So
Yeah,
she'll
yeah.
just wave towards them.
The others are outside. Could we sneak them in the back somehow?
If they wish to come in through the back, there is a very nice gentleman out there. Cecily, why don't you fetch them? I would like to talk to the sister for a moment.
Okay, I'll get them.
Thank you.
I'll leave the window open and just kind of go back and tell them.
All right, so Cecily heads out, and Kit and Sister Eden, you are left alone in this room. It is a small, very sort of meager room. There's little more than a bed and a bedside table. There's a candlestick with a candle in it. The candle is half burned, but the bedding, the mattress appears to be made of straw. The bedding is a little bit dirty, but if you were desperate, but it is warm.
Sister, has something happened to your eye? You wear an eye patch.
Yeah, my vision is just... Sometimes it doesn't work as well in that eye. You see, they're 2 different colors, and I don't understand how it works, but
The darkness
at
has
night,
strange
especially,
effects.
I can see better.
Yes. I have heard tell that sailors cover one eye so that when they step into the dark, the eye is used to seeing the dark.
That's exactly
Is it the
right.
same? Good. I had not expected to see you, but I am pleased. There was a reason why I chose the Abbey for our safe place.
I'm glad you did. We got out safely.
What happened to you today? You did not return. And I imagine we're kind of saying this kind of in a corner away from the door.
Kit, are you okay?
There is a lot going on, sister. How much have you been told?
I know of the baby. I know who the baby is and the importance.
Yes, a very poor orphaned child, Kit says very pointedly.
Yes. In fact, that's how we got him out of the city, is by convincing the guards that he was going to be an orphan unless they saved his mother.
That is good. Very smart. It would have been difficult to get out of the city. There is a lot going on there. Not only is it on fire, but the palace have unearthed more dark rumors.
I don't really keep up with the palace's dark rumors. They don't really
Well,
make it to the nunnery.
If you understand the child is a poor orphan, then you will understand the political climate of the palace. And what's more, there are troubles stirring that mirror those that befell our former king. A second rebellion, sister.
I understand.
They have suspicions about those who are involved in this rebellion. I have been sent to root out such people. It is convenient and tangled. But this storm is growing more dark, and I fear it is a sign that we should stay until morning at least. Dark things ride on dark winds.
I think we should stay too. A baby shouldn't be out in weather like this.
I agree. Hopefully the others will join us soon. I trust the mistress of this house has deep investment in her own well-being, and as such will not give us any trouble.
I imagine this isn't the first time she's done something like this.
As you say that, there's a little dunk 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 at the door.
Come in.
And she comes in, she has a little tray. And you can see on it there's what appears to be a little selection of like dried meats with like one or two little like pies, and there's a couple of mugs and like a jug of like a small beer, so like a not very alcoholic beer, but it's drinkable. And she comes in, she says, I'm really sorry, I don't want to disturb you, but here's the food for you. And she sort of steps between you both and puts it on the table. She says, now if you need anything, I'm just down the hallway. My room is right at the edge there. That's where I stay. If you need anything at all, I'm just down there. I'll be there. Or my husband, Jacob, the man with no tongue, he's around. He's helpful. Oh, my name is Gabriella. Sorry, I never introduced myself.
Thank you, Gabriella. I believe our colleagues will be coming in through the back door if Jacob would be so hospitable as to open it for them. They prefer not to parade mud through your front.
I see. A bit peculiar, but nonetheless, we like to accommodate for all of our guests.
Strange times.
As you said, strange times, and I'm delivering food to a ghost. And she sort of turns and leaves. Okay, so back outside.
Can I roll some kind of insight just briefly to see like if she is paying any extra attention to us, or if she is genuinely sticking with the story she's been told to stick with.
Yeah. So that would be a scrutinize. Is you scrutinizing her?
Let me see. Scrutinize.
And this will be a standard check. It is a perception.
Okay, 36. I don't have scrutinize as a skill, sadly. Okay, sorry, please continue. I'll make the roll while we're...
So this is a standard test, so that's all you need to do. Get under your target number.
Yes.
Okay, she seems to be very intrigued by you. But you're not entirely sure if if it's to be expected, because you are like a priestess who's shown up in the middle of the night, you know, with a strange nun friend wearing an eye patch and a friend with a big hat. You know, you're quite a distinctive bunch.
Who doesn't have friends like these?
I'm also covered in soot.
Covered in soot. You're all dirty. You're all wet. It's like a lot. And she did say she's going through a quiet patch at the minute, so you don't know whether she's just being overly hospitable, just to be like, customers, oh my god, or if she has anything else going on. It doesn't seem too out of the ordinary.
Okay. Tell me, sister, do you have any money with you?
Oh, I live a pretty basic lifestyle. I don't typically carry much, just enough to buy essentials.
Let's hope Pike and Cecily have nice and deep pockets, as their kind tend to do. I am afraid I left without those kinds of supplies. And she'll unhook the rope from her shoulder and put it down on the floor.
As you do, and as you kind of like take a moment to relax and hear, you know, you're aware that you haven't eaten at all today, and the smell of those meats and those pies is just they smell good.
Yeah, she's gonna reach down and take like a piece of the dried meat on like a cracker, like a little snack size, and just start eating it and pace the room, impatiently waiting for the friends to arrive, nervous, but definitely happier to be indoors than outdoors. She really views this storm with some strange suspicion, kind of a little bit of can't think what the word is. A superstition. That's the word.
Yeah, like this is starting to become quite the storm. This is an ill omen. This is a portent of something, maybe, you think, potentially. If you were a superstitious kind of person. Alright, so back outside the front of the coach house. Cecily, you've gone to retrieve Carter, Pike, and young baby Griff.
Alright, you two, this coast's clear. Seems to be clear. Kit's in there. I did give him the idea that we're actors, so liven it up. Pretending we didn't just steal a baby.
The coast is clear for what? For them to come out so we can leave now? Because that was the plan, right?
We're not staying here, right?
We might have to. Look at the storm. We can't make anything on foot. Plus, it would be nice to get some rest before we leave.
You are, I would like to say, you are starting to feel incredibly cold by this point. It is nighttime. It has been raining for some hours. You are soaked through.
Oh, Katya doesn't feel cold.
No, I think
except Katya.
Yeah, it's like
Pike's starting to feel
get
cold.
off her, like whatever like outer coat she has, and she just wrapped up the baby as much as possible.
Yeah, we are definitely gonna catch our death if we stay out here. Getting sick is not gonna do us any good, so we'll
that's why we should get to we should get to the forest and then we can rest. Where we're not okay, look.
Yeah, Cicely I think gives you this look about like, let's go to the forest and sleep. He's like, yeah, no,
we're on the run. Okay.
I feel like Carter is trying to sell camping to a bunch of city people.
yeah, like basically the look like live in the forest, like
trees.
Yeah, Kata, I feel like Kata and Pike probably were the only ones who understood, like, we're about to be on the run. We're not going to be in a bed again for a long time.
I think Kit understands the abstract. feels like storm is not a good sign.
Pike is like, I've slept in a tree before. It's fine. I'll do it with the baby.
Cecily hates this. She hates being wet. She just hates being cold. She's just gonna tell you, it's like, there's also food in there. This is gonna be the last time we get some food, so why don't we go inside?
Well, okay, we can go inside, but we cannot stay the night here. We have to use the cover of darkness to get farther away. Do you see this perfect sight line from the city to here? Like, they're gonna see us if we try to leave in the morning. All right.
I can't see anything.
Let's just go inside. It doesn't matter. Let's just go inside.
You can talk to Kit once we get inside, but let's go inside.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah,
so,
we'll go inside.
so question for Pike. Are you concealing the child? Or, I mean, it's going to be pretty hard for a halfling to conceal a human baby.
Baby is in the backpack and wrapped up, but I'm not attempting to, but I mean, at this point, it's more about baby's warmth takes precedence over concealing the kid.
Okay. All right. So you enter, and do you go in the front, Cecily?
Yeah, I'll go in the. You know what? I'll accompany them. I'll accompany them and just kind of like make chatter. Like, I didn't know that the inn was filled up. Oh, I'm glad you got here. It's soaking
Should
wet.
we not
Oh my
go
God.
in the back way? Is there not another way we could enter?
I'll go in the. I'll go in the
Sorry,
front.
right?
Yeah, that sounds good. Fine. Whatever gets you inside the building is fine.
All right, Kata is definitely gonna try to get Pike to go with her around the back.
Okay. So you head around the back as Cecily goes in the front, and you can see this tall, sort of dirty-looking peasant dude. He's got like a bald head. He's quite stocky, quite large, and he looks at you with like a bit of concern on his face as he sort of gestures for you to come inside.
Thank you. We're looking for the priestess, and yeah, Kata will go in following his gesturing.
And he sort of like grunts at you and points up.
All right,
Right.
thank you.
Okay.
As you walk past Pike with the baby, you see his face sort of go, like his eyes widen, and he kind of does like a, and then he sort of like tries to reach out with like pudgy fingers, but draws back. And he's sort of like to the baby.
Yeah, he's a cutie, right?
Mm-hmm.
Pike goes
He nods.
back and then just keeps walking.
Yeah, we wanted to get him out of the rain. Thank you for your help.
Mm-hmm. And he sort of grunts and makes noises at you. But he ushers you in and he shuts the door behind you. And you are like sort of shown upstairs to where the room is with Kit and Sister Eden. Cecily, you head in the front as you see Kata and Pike head in up the stairs. And you are all at once reunited in this little room.
As soon as Kata's in the room, she's gonna lay out all of her thoughts. Like, right now, the city has a perfect sightline. It is all flats for miles. We can use the cover of darkness and the storm to get to the woods. I know it's not ideal. I know it sucks outside. I know we're all gonna be freezing, but we cannot stay here because if we try to leave in the morning, everyone will see us. We have to use this opportunity to get as far as we can before we settle down for the night.
Kata, the gods are stirring in the storm. It would be poor fortune to go out in it.
What if it's the gods giving us this cover, giving us this opportunity where we can't be followed because the mud will cover our tracks?
No one is following you, Kata, because I am following you.
No one is following right now. But again, the second we leave the coach house in the morning...
Kata, you need to listen. Your friend the apothecary has been imprisoned by the palace guard for rumors of stirring rebellion. I have been dispatched to find you.
Well, that's a shame for... Listen, I can't deal with this right now.
I
What I'm saying
understand
is,
your suggestion of a tactic, and I would normally agree, but I do believe in this dark portent, and I will not be dissuaded. Kata, we had a long night last night. We will have many long nights for the nights to come. We must wait out at least the worst of the storm.
I trust you when you say that you're the one who was sent after me, so no one else is looking for me specifically. But there are guards who will be back at the wall come morning. How can we possibly make it to the cover of the woods when they're out there watching? How can we explain who we are when people can see us?
We
in
are
our daylight?
travelers on a road. Only if
You're
we do
afraid
something
to-
suspicious will they be suspicious. I can wear a cloak.
I mean, we can be actors if you want, because we have those outfits.
I can
Always
wear a
pass that off.
cloak.
We're too close to the city still. People don't come in and out of the city, you know that. We have to get farther away. The next inn we find or whatever, I promise you, we can stop, we can rest, we can stay in beds, but we cannot stay the night here. It is too dangerous. We're too close to the city.
Pratt is right. We never travel. This close to the city, we never transport cargo during the day.
Yeah. Big question for you all. Where are we going?
I was
I
told
thought
that
we
had parents or grandparents in a farm city just a ways off. I don't know if we should take him there in case they find the mom. They'll know where to look.
Well, that might be a good place to start. We can scope out the area, see if it seems safe. So maybe we can start heading in that direction. Again, we cannot stay here.
Traveling
Please
on
don't
foot
make me
in
leave
the
you behind.
dark, in the storm is suicide.
So is waiting until daylight, when everyone can see us. You might be able to put on a cloak, but I can't do anything to disguise myself. I'm still this. They'll be able to see me from miles away.
You are a very special woman, but you are not the only ogre in the world, Kata.
I know that, but if people in the city are looking for an ogre and they happen to see one leaving the city first thing in the morning after a huge fire after my apothecary burned down, I think that's going to raise some questions.
There may not be a lot of ogres, but there may be a lot of ogres, but there may not be a lot of ogre apothecaries.
Kit is visibly getting frustrated with the conversation, and she will turn and pace away. Eat.
As you
There
do.
is food on the table.
Oh no.
As you turn and pace away, I would like you to make me an awareness check, Kit.
Because Kit is famously good at these.
And this will be challenging.
Alright, so... Let me double check. I think it's the 26 and below. Yep, 26 and below.
Oof.
Come on. Please.
Oof.
Oh no.
I was pulling off a night ago.
All right.
Have you
never mind.
succeeded at anything?
Yes, I'm going to use one of our fortune points.
Wow!
I mean, nothing personal.
For once.
5.
I
Five.
scared him into it.
You did. Like, I'm going to kick Kit off of the team if she doesn't pass something soon. There we go.
All right. So as you sort of take a step away, you pace towards the door. And you take a second to just gather yourself in your frustration, and you hear something. It sounds a little bit like shuffling, as though somebody was just on the other side of the door.
She's going to rip open that door to see who's eavesdropping on them.
Okay, I would like you to remove one of those misfortune coins for
Okay.
me, Charlie.
Sure.
Mm-hmm. As you rip open the door, you don't see anyone.
Seems this place truly is haunted. Fine, Kata, we're going. Let's go.
All right. And Kata's just gonna like wrap up as much of the food as she can and like stuff it in people's bags as she's like pushing people out the door. Like,
No.
all right, let's do
She's
this.
going out the window.
I'm gonna get like a sheet or a blanket. Sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say, Pike has stolen whatever bedding is dry and is like.
I was gonna say,
Shame.
Kit is gonna take that candle.
Yeah, you gotta
We are
swaddle
robbing
it.
this room.
You guys are like the worst hotel guests. Oh my god.
Hey, I paid for
You
this
got 2
room.
silver.
You cannot sick. They are covered in wet clothes. Pike may be bad at this, but she at least knows that much.
Okay,
I would
so
I would show Pike how to swaddle a baby.
Very good.
Kata's leaving 2 silver behind to pay for everything they're taking from this room and like shuffle everybody out.
I
Yeah,
imagine
so I
Kit
assume-
looked at Carter like, I already paid. What do you think I... Fine.
Go.
Continuing in her mood.
It's a grump. Okay, so after you've taken everything that isn't literally bolted down or large furniture from this room,
Yeah.
you make your way back out onto the landing, down into the main tavern, and it's different. The fire is out. The man is gone. It is dark. There are shutters over the windows. There
There's
doesn't
that-
appear to be anyone down here.
There's that sign of metal sliding over metal as Kit is drawing her sigh. Now very suspicious. There was a man in this room in addition to the woman and Jacob.
Well, they're not here now.
No, we should move very quickly.
Sister Eden, take the baby. And I pull out my gun.
All right.
There is a passageway out of the back that leads to a garden. Or if we take the front, there is the road. Which way do you want to go? And she's looking to Carter.
Let's see if there's anyone out the back.
Let's go. And Kit
Okay.
will lead the charge with all her ferocity now just like through her body. Today has been shit and she's about to take it out on someone.
Kata has also drawn her short sword that she got from Kit.
All
Cecily's
right.
getting her short sword out.
You gather your weapons. Sister Eden is handed a baby, and you make your way towards the back door, where you remember being let in. And there is not a soul here. You can't see anybody. And as you make your way towards the back door, which is one of those like heavy banded like oak doors, you pull on the handle, and it doesn't budge.
And a shiver visibly runs up Kit's spine as she shudders, feeling the wet clothing on her. And she
As
looks
you're
at
all
the
stood
door.
in this sort of like kitchen area, I'd like you all to roll me an awareness check.
We're great at those.
Can, instead of doing the awareness check, can Kata, upon seeing that the door won't open, just immediately try to shoulder it open?
You could roll me a melee attack on that door.
What is my awareness? Okay.
It will be hard as this is a big iron banded oak door. It's gonna be difficult.
Pike can't see shit
Sorry,
today.
hard. So that's minus 20% to your attack roll.
All right, we'll
Thanks.
go with awareness for now. She just like keeps jiggling it and is like looking around like, okay, maybe we have to try the front one.
I believe in you, Jess. Roll the attack.
I mean, minus 20, I'd have to get below 28.
You can do it. I believe in you. That's a quarter, 1 in 4 chance.
Kai, you can do it.
Oh,
You
no.
cannot do it.
Not even close.
Okay, is there anybody who succeeded?
Me.
I did,
did.
on the awareness.
Okay, so as you are kind of stood in this sort of kitchen area, you start to look around and notice some things that you hadn't noticed before. The cleaver, there's like a hook for it, and it's missing. And you look around the food preparation area, and there is definitely a human hand sort of scraped off to the side. There, as you
Attached
look
to
around,
a human?
Nope, a severed human hand. And as you look around, you can see this more offal that is perhaps non-animal in nature. And this kitchen is like a scene from a horror movie as you really start to pay attention. There's sort of clothing in a pile in the corner and it's blood-stained. There's, as you sort of look around, there's a jar full of teeth. There's hair. There's the, bits of people just around on all sorts of species. There's human, there's elf. You see a sort of a macabre string of ears, of elf ears, just sort of slung in a corner as if it was like a loop of garlic hanging.
Oh no. I think Sissy sees this, her eyes go wide. She immediately just like starts horking up, like just dry heaving because she ate some of the food. She's sick.
Yeah,
sick.
actually. I would like what check is it? I would like whoever ate today to make me a toughness test. And this is going to be just a standard toughness test.
52.
My toughness.
I ate.
Is the door locked, or is it just like why is the door not opening?
I don't know if you can tell. There doesn't appear to be like a bar put down, but there is like a keyhole. And as it was pushed and pulled, it didn't go anywhere.
Okay. Pike didn't eat anything because Pike is very used to going with days without food or sleep because this is what their job is. Yikes. Can I attempt to, like, as everyone's sort of looking around and I see Kata try and budget, can I just, like, get up my lockpicks and see if this thing is locked?
Yeah, okay. So what kind of test is that for your lockpicks? Do you know? Is it?
Actually, no. I know I have lockpicks in my inventory, but I don't know what the skill is to use them.
I'm not sure. Let's have a look real quick.
Coordination?
That seems like a thing, right?
Yeah.
Sure, skullduggery. One of those two.
Let's go with coordination, and we'll look that up later.
Okay.
Just to keep the game moving.
Standard? What's the difficulty?
This will be a hard test, so minus 20%. This lock is not your average lock. This is a tricky ass lock.
36 rounds, please!
All right, so as you get out your lock picks and you dig around inside the lock, this is unusual. Like a place like this that's falling apart as this should not have locks this strong. This isn't right.
Lockpicks are pocketed, gun is out.
I think that Sister Eden's gonna try to like get into a corner or like somewhere that's a little bit protected and try to like shield the baby and stay out of sight.
Okie doke. Who failed the toughness test? Cecily. Okay. All right. 1 second, just bear with me. Ugh. You start to just feel incredibly sick to the very, very pit of your stomach. There is something horrific. You have eaten people. You have consumed the flesh of other living beings. And you are going to take 2 points of corruption.
Cool.
Kata couldn't punch or couldn't like shoulder the door open. Can she like try to punch the lock out?
Or
like try to punch the whole knob or something?
Kata, I see you eyeing that door. Come with me. Let's find our hosts and then let's get the hell out of here. And she has got like fire in her eyes. She is gonna go and find someone and inflict deep, deep pain on them.
All right. So, as you turn to
Pike,
leave,
guard the good sister.
Got it.
so as you sort of are dealing with this door, as Cecily's puking her guts up in the corner, you turn to head and find Gabriella and Jacob, and you find the doorway blocked by Jacob. His face is now menacing. He opens his mouth in a sort of grimace, and you can just see that stub of a tongue where it used to be in his mouth. And he has like this hungry slobber sort of coming down his cheek that he wipes with one hand, and you see he's holding the cleaver in the same hand as he rubs his mouth. And it is large, it is nasty, it is stained and rusted. And now the apron makes much more sense.
Mm-hmm.
And his sleeves are rolled up, and he sort of looks at you with a hungry look in his eyes.
Jacob, I thought the lack of a tongue was punishment, but I see now that it was purely lunch one day. And Kate is just gonna lunge. She doesn't want this guy coming anywhere further into this room.
All right. So I've got some options. We could go into combat right now, but it is like close to game end.
I bet we start the combat.
Let's get this.
All right.
Right down.
Okay. All right. Then let's get initiative from everybody.
All right, that is all right. Plus 10 or plus 3.
I don't think any of us are gonna forget we're in combat with cannibals. I don't
No, this
think
is true. This is
we're gonna
true.
forget. So it's a D10 plus your plus your initiative bonus.
D10 plus the initiative bonus. Okay. Boah.
So that'll be. I'll type mine in.
Yeah, if you just type your chats for me, that would be good. Let me just.
Oh heck, I need to get my list of action points out again. Gosh darn it.
Get the combat stuff out.
Okay, so what have we got? We've got an 11. We have a 13 from Kata. 13 from Pike. Is that a 9 for Sister Eden?
It's plus my bonus. It's a 16.
6. Damn.
I
do
also
that
get
wrong?
my.
What was that, sorry?
I'm talking to myself.
So the way you figure it out for initiative is it's your perception bonus plus 3, and then you
I'm
roll
right.
a D10. Yep.
It felt too high, but I'm right. I mathed that.
Rolled the 9, so it makes sense.
Just that good.
She's got those
All
good
right.
elf eyes.
What do her elf eyes see? Cannibals. All right, so the Kata on 13. Who's got the highest thingy-majig brain?
Initiative bonus.
Nope, it's the other, the stat.
Perception bonus.
That's it.
A perception bonus?
Between Kata and Pike.
Okay.
Oh, I had an 18.
Oh, you have an 18?
Yep. I have a really high perception.
Kata, what's your bonus? I think yours is higher than mine. Mine is also 5.
Okay, so just roll a d10 again, both of you, and we'll see who rolls higher.
I have my smuggler thingy where I get to do 3 action points top of the
Mhm.
combat.
Yep.
Okay.
I haven't forgotten. I got you. Then it's...
I forgot. I have to look and see what I'm gonna do.
And then... Kit. All right, so you get your thing at the top of the round there, Pike. So what are you gonna do?
What's in this kitchen? What else is in this kitchen other than is there any liquid or like vinegar or acid?
Oh, absolutely. There would be vinegar. In fact, there are pickled eyeballs, just to hammer home the cannibal theme.
I'm going to run over, grab that, and I'm going to see if I can slam that up into Jacob's face and like blind him with it using a dirty trick.
Ooh, okay. So roll that maneuver.
Coordination test, or is it no guile test?
Dirty trick is guile test.
Okay. Well, I have guile. Gosh darn. That's a 2.
That's a 2?
That's a 2.
Damn! Okay, so he has to resist awareness or be blinded. Alright, so he is going for a... Ooh. He is blinded, which means he cannot counterspell, dodge, or parry until his next turn. So you run up to him, you smash this glass in his face, the vinegar just burns his eyes, and even though he has no tongue, he still must scream as he just wails and tries to rub the vinegar out of his eyes.
And then, other action point, I'm going to take my stiletto and just, as I'm up there, one hand smashes the glass of eyeballs and the other just sort of stabs him in the what I can reach, which I'm assuming is the gut.
Yeah, and he does have a bit of a gut, so let's do it. Let's roll that attack.
Simple melee. $17.
Yeah, I mean that's the score. So he cannot react to this because he is blinded, right? Yeah, he can't do that. So, roll your damage.
Okay, this has the fast, vicious, and weak properties. I'm still, I haven't used this one yet, so I'm not sure what those mean yet.
Okay, let me see if I've got the thing on here real quick.
Weak means you can't give him a grievous wound.
Uh-huh.
Fast, I think, makes it harder for them to parry or dodge it.
Okay,
And
I
don't remember vicious. It might give you an extra die.
Let me look it up real quick.
I only used my gun last combat, so I remember my properties for my gun.
Hang on, let me find it. Weapons, where are you? Index, come on. If somebody finds it before me, do feel free to shout out. Weapon qualities. Vicious is 218.
Weapons of this quality grant an initial 1d6 chaos die to determine whether you inflict injury upon a foe.
Nice.
There you go. So that's your 2d6 chaos.
Roll
2d6 die.
Do I add anything else to this? I forget.
Nope.
No,
Okay.
something happens when you get 6s.
Sixes explode.
No, don't you add your brawn?
Combat. Your
Combat
whatever
power.
the. Yeah.
Yeah, so you
Okay.
add your simple. Yeah, it's gonna be your combat bonus.
So that is a total of 11.
Nice.
No, you add your brawn bonus to damage.
That is a total of 11.
11. Okay. 11 is past his first damage threshold. So that is a moderate injury. Damn, you just got that already. Okay, so let's roll D100 to see what injury you inflict. That is a 64. You inflict a rattled brain.
Oh.
Until fully recuperated, reduce the initiative by 3. Damn. Okay, so I reckon how this happens then is you kind of bum rush him, and as you do, you throw this jar, and it smashes across his face, which causes him to stumble back. As you do, you like one to him in the gut with your stiletto, which kind of forces him back, and he smashes his head on the door frame. And kind of just shakes everything a little bit in his head. All right.
And then I think I have one more action point. I'm just gonna. I don't know if I can do that to meat shield Sister Eden and the baby, but I would like to use my last action point to meat shield the baby.
You just want to stand between them. Okay. Cecily.
All right, I think Cecily's just is going to sees that he has been like blinded. Is just going to go in and just try and stab this guy. Okay, let's see. So that has to be a combat simple melee 64. Ah, there we go. 19.
19. Yeah, that will absolutely hit. He cannot do anything. He is blinded, so roll that damage.
Okay, so D6 plus Braum bonus? Is that what it is?
Yes,
Okay, so plus 4.
I believe.
7.
7. Okay. All right. Let me jot that down. So what does this attack look like?
It's probably pretty ugly. It's just like she just like as Pike just like knocked him against the wall, she just comes in and, from the other side and just like tries to like shank him with this sword.
Nice. All right. So you basically do like a 1-2 punch with Pike. As Pike goes in, you go in while he's distracted and while he's blinded. All right. Anything else you would like to do? You have 2 more action points available.
I would like to try and disarm him. Just like maybe jab him in the arm so he drops that giant cleaver.
Okay, all right. That is a special. Nope. It is a perilous stunt. So make that coordination test.
Okay, coordination is. Wait, coordination. 58. No. Okay, I do not.
Okay, you do not succeed, unfortunately. So you attempt to knock the cleaver from his hand, but he is gripping onto it tight. His knuckles are white as they are around him. All right. Actually, both Pike and Cecily, as you get up close to him, as you are hitting him, you notice as you stab him, there is an awful odor that comes off him.
Oh.
It smells like decomposition. And as you withdraw your blades, it's not red, fresh blood that comes out of him. It's like a dark, black ooze.
Ah.
Pike is compartmentalizing this and putting it in the "we'll deal with this later" box. Putting that away.
All right. Is there anything else you'd like to do with your remaining action points, Cecily?
I'm gonna bank that last one. Just in case. That'll be it.
All right. Pike, you are up.
Up. I am up. Okay. This attack with my little stiletto seemed to work pretty well, so I'm just gonna do another pass by, do another stab. So let's see. Nope, that one does not.
All right.
That one missed.
So you go in again, but as you hit, that smell hits you, that sight of that ooze hits you, it throws you off for a second and you don't manage to land that blow. All right. So up next is Kata.
All right. Kata, I guess, is gonna go for the attack with her short sword.
All right.
Or not.
All right. This is a small room. You don't have the space you would have, to swing that sword effectively. And as you try and pull in, trying to just self-regulate, you over-regulate a bit too much and you just pull a bit close. You don't manage to hit him. Is there anything else you'd like to do?
Yes. I would like to... I saw that the disarm earlier didn't work, but I would like to try to disarm him as well.
All right, let's go for it. coordination test.
All right, I need below a 51. Yeah.
Nice. All right, so he has to resist coordination. So let me do this. I'm going to use the misfortune token to re-roll that. And
Oh
smash it.
no.
He is not disarmed. Okay. You have 1 action point left?
I'll hold it for blocking if I need to.
All right. It is now Jacob's turn. And being up close, Pike, Carter, Cecily, you see as one of the stomach wounds inflicted on him begins to knit back together. And that smell of decomposition is just filling the air around him as he is going to lash out at Pike. He's going to attempt to hit Pike.
Not again. Oh, crit. Oh no.
Oh no.
Crit. Oh no. Pike. No.
Bye.
Oh no.
Okay, let me just double check the crit
How-
situation.
Can I still dodge a crit or parry a crit?
I think a critical means that you cannot. I'm just gonna double check it.
It also depends what weapon he's using, Susie.
Oh, that is true. Hang on. Where's the comeback go? There it is. Alright.
While this is going on, I am going to throw into chat that dice giveaway. If you want to enter, it's !loop. I also want to shout out everyone over on YouTube who is not watching live. We are here Mondays, 4 p.m. Eastern. And thank you all so much for watching and leaving comments. Back to the combat.
It's Wednesday, Charlie!
It's Wednesday.
What day did I say it was?
Monday.
Well, that's how my day's going.
It's okay. I feel you. It's one of those weeks.
Pike might not know what day it is, depending on what.
Alright.
I just realized Pike has been concussed, waterboarded, has not slept.
Has not eaten, is cold. What?
Hey, the
It's
not
not
eating
been-
and not sleeping is normal for her.
Yes.
It's
She
not
might
been a
get
good time for
twice
Pike.
a day.
I hope it's just that.
I do appreciate about Pike how Pike protects her packages. Like, Pike's taking a job, this package will be delivered.
Pretty much.
In one piece.
Alright,
Instinct
so
13-year-old? No. Baby? Yes.
So with the crit, you can't parry this. This is gonna hit you regardless.
Oh god.
Okay. Well, so much for those bank babies.
Is high bad or low bad? The crit roll.
Okay. Do I want to be evil?
Yes, you do.
I'm gonna use that last that one misfortune to set that to a 6, so that will explode. So let me roll again.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Hang on, let me
Please
roll
not
that
get
again.
under 6. Please do. Oh my god!
Oh no!
Pike, I'm so sorry for you.
No, I've accepted this. This is what happens to Pike.
That's
Every
17
single-
points of damage as he brings down the cleaver.
Well, that's
no.
2 circles.
So that's
1, 2.
2. So you are moved down 2 on the threshold, right? So you are now moderately wounded.
Yep.
Okay, so do you want to roll for your injury, or do you want me to roll for your injury?
No, I'll do it. It's fine.
Alright, let's go.
I think that's a concussion again.
A 76 is a sprained wrist.
Okay.
So Until fully recuperated, you cannot hold anything in your primary hand and must rely on your offhand.
Okay.
So it's going to be more difficult to hit. I'm going to impose a difficulty for you.
Okay.
On attacking. So, as he brings down the cleaver, you put up your arm to defend yourself, and he impacts, and it just bends your wrist at a horrible angle, and you feel like the tendon, something in there just pops, and you feel the pop and the swelling and the thump, the boom boom of the blood. Just, that's gonna suck. But I think as Jacob brings down that cleaver upon Pike and she is hit, I think that's where we're going to leave it. I've got a mark down in my initiative that we will cut to Kit's first turn next time.
Awesome, thank you so much. Lydia, just so you know, we're getting a slight echo off of you. If you can just maybe mute between things. Awesome. That was very exciting. We are fighting cannibals on the way out of the city with a stolen baby that we shouldn't have, and conspiracies and things are taking place. Let's go around, say who we are, say where we can find you on the internet, and plug anything that you would like to plug. And let's begin with the wonderful Mac. How are you doing, friend?
I'm doing fine. Why does this always happen every single combat? I get like double exploding dice, but you know, it's so much fun. I love the combat system. But I am Mackenzie Lane Day on Twitter. I am a TTRPG online content creator, so you can find me here every week, as well as in the DM seat for Apotheosis, a D&D 5e campaign every Tuesday on Straticus Academy, and as a player in Tact and Diplomacy, a Shadows of Estering campaign every Monday. I publish things on DM's Guild. I just announced that later this month I'm producing a Halloween candy compendium for DM's Guild, narrated by a tiny goblin child. You can also listen to me very, very soon on the One-on-One, a D&D Duet campaign podcast. A relaunch is happening later this month, and you can check it out on Twitter at One-on-One-D&D. Thank you again for letting me play this week. It's so much fun.
Awesome. So check those out, and if you want to throw any links in chat, Mac, please do. That candy compendium sounds right up my street. Speaking of writing projects, let's go over to Write Jess Art. Jess, how are you doing today?
I'm good. I'm finally getting over my apothecary burned down. My blessed home that I'll never be able to return to. I'm Jess. You can find me on Twitter at WriteJessR, and you can find all of my writing projects on my website, writejess.com. I'll put a link in chat in a second. My latest thing to come out is Villains and Layers 4, which you can find on DM's Guild. I've got a bunch of other stuff up on DM's Guild and Drive-Thru-RPG, and you can find all that at writejess.com.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And Lydia!
Hi.
Queen of Initiative.
I had so much fun. This was great. I loved it. You can find me on Twitter at Lydia Heals. You can find me here Wednesdays playing Zweihander, and that's all for now.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And thank you also to Shauna. How are you doing?
Doing okay. Cecily's, I guess, technically a cannibal. We're fighting a cannibal. But this has been a lot of fun. So we're going about as well as we thought with this poor baby.
Are you still
poor baby still alive.
If you throw back up the person you ate? Asking for a friend.
Technicalities. Yeah, but I am Shauna Flying Cirrus on Twitter, where I have pinned tweet all my games I'm in throughout the week, as well as art. As far as for special things this week, I am taking part in the We Are Nerdsmith Avernus series. So that's on Saturday, where I think it's Hotel Hell. So that should be interesting. Pretty sure it's not going to be scary. I don't think it'd be scary.
Familiar, right? Hotel Hell.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
that's pretty much it.
Definitely go and check that out. Anything else you had to say, friend?
Oh no, that's good. I'm happy that Pike managed to not get brutally hurt by a crit again.
Awesome. I've just noticed that the giveaway has broken, so I'm going to reopen that. That's a little bit weird.
Oh no.
I apologize. So if you want to get in on this dice giveaway, !loot, I apologize for the technical difficulties, but it had disappeared on me. Let's hand over to the wonderful Susanna Grace, our games master for today. And I think, Susie, you can decide who gets the corruption point today, as you have been overseeing all of this chaos.
Oh boy. That's mean. I have to like look at you and like give you the corruption. I can't give that responsibility to somebody else.
Yeah.
Well, I think that for making everybody stay in this inn way longer than they needed to and become the victims of cannibals, that Kit should get the point of corruption tonight. This is her fault, really. She chose the place.
Storm's fault.
Charlie asked for this.
We could have left. Kata and Pike were like, let's frickin' go. But no, you city folk had to be like, we want to sleep in a bed.
It's raining outside.
This week, Kit gets the corruption. So add that corruption point to your sheet, and we will reconcile the moving up the track and stuff after we go off. But this is really fun. I liked the self-immolation plan. Sorry, Jess, you're never going to hear the end of it. The baby pinching, the cannibals, the John encounter. It was all good. It was great. It was a great session. But as for me, I am Susanna Grace, otherwise known as Susie. You can catch me all over the internet at Susanna Grace. I am a variety streamer who does video games, art streams, and tabletop RPGs. And as of very recently, I became the media and marketing coordinator for Black Cats Gaming, who are a very, very cool TTRPG company who are putting out a game called The Spy Game, which will be releasing beta rules for Kickstarter backers real soon. So I will be screaming a lot about that once that happens. Otherwise, just follow my Twitter because I've got my schedule and stuff on there.
Awesome, and thank you so much for running today. I, of course, am Encounter Roleplay and also at Frost from Fire on the Twitters. I've had so much fun playing today in this game. Cannot wait for next week when we continue our battle with cannibals, which I low-key did ask for. I'm now a little bit scared and a tiny bit regretful. I don't look at me like that, Mac. Don't look at me like that. Thank you all for watching over in chat. Thank you all for your support. I'm going to go ahead and pick our winner on this giveaway. Congratulations to Arbelin. We will be getting in touch with you about that very, very soon. Thank you again to everyone on YouTube. As I mentioned before, we are so close to 20,000 subscribers over on YouTube. I think it's about 70 people left to go. So if you haven't already subscribed to our YouTube channel, please go and do that. It's nice and free. We upload nearly every day a week one of these shows and some additional content. And it's great. And also a reminder that if you are a Patreon of ours, all of that money goes to the cast for the season and onwards into the future. And thank you all so much for that support. It really does help. And, you know, a little does go a long way. We are going to be adding audio on demand for the Broken Crown to Patreon. So if you are one of our patrons from, I think it's like the $1 tier and above, you can have audio on demand for this game. So it's kind of like a podcast, so you can listen to it on the go. I think that's everything I have to say for today. I'm going to hand this over to the wonderful Unhallowed Metropolis trailer, because that is coming up tomorrow at 4 p.m. Eastern. It's a killer cast and crew, and things are getting really bad for them as their Dampier has a boyfriend called Skull Crusher. There's a chicken boy. There's a chicken god. I don't know. Check it out. We'll see you tomorrow. Take care, everyone.